All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makah Kodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Yeah, hey, as we've been saying, man, day by day, okay, you're seeing more and more of these events taking place. Okay, and I have here a couple of articles. All right, basically going into it. All right, current events, things that are happening. And you have now Maryland, all right, that activated the National Guard. Okay, so you now have New Rochelle and Maryland. Um, let's read a couple of these articles, and then we'll get a couple of precepts, man, because we're definitely in that year of prophecy, man. All right, this year you've seen these prophecies really take off. Okay, and hey, the water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for that. All right, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father's true name, and Yahweh Shai being who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right. But let's read this. It says Maryland will close all schools for 2 weeks starting Monday, which, I mean, Maryland is only an addition. Welcome to the team, or welcome, basically. You know, this is the one I'm really trying to get. It says Maryland governor activates National Guard in response to coronavirus. All right. It says Governor Larry Hogan has directed Maryland emergency management to the highest activation level and issued an executive order that moves the National Guard to a higher state of readiness, he said at the news conference Thursday. He also banned all gatherings of more than 250 people. Any religious, sporting, or other gatherings of 250 people or more will need to be canceled and postponed, Hogan said. All right. So you're seeing literally everything. The Lord is literally, as a matter of fact, before I keep going, let me bring out a opening precept. All right. Because this isn't, hey, though Babylon is gonna get hit the hardest, it's not just gonna hit just Babylon, man. The world is the Lord is affecting the world, man. This is Second Ezra 9. I'll only read the first two chapters, but it says he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of, and so that's what we've been doing. All right, we've been measuring the time by looking at the news, looking at what's going on in the world. All right, and we understand what the prophecies in the scriptures say. All right, so when we read the scriptures, we're able to link it up with what is going on in the world. All right, and we're seeing the scriptures being fulfilled before our eyes. So we're measuring the times diligently. All right, paying attention to the news. Okay, it says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. We saw what? We saw all these different prophecies, the wars and rumors of wars, okay? The famines, the pestilence, the uproars of the people, all right? Leading into that sedition, which we're about to see on a high level. Riots, okay? That's the reason you're going to have that National Guard really step into place, because people are going to be rioting, all right? There's going to be chaos in the streets, okay? Once they take measures that now take people out of their comfort zone, that's when you're going to start seeing that head on. All right, that clash. It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So that's why you've seen the world getting shut down. It's not just one country or one area, but the whole world. The Lord is bringing a halt to that. And he's doing it quick. He's doing it quick, man. Okay. Yes, this is the doing of the Most High and the Son. All right. This isn't just randomly. No, yeah, even though the government is behind it and everything, the Lord ultimately is orchestrating it all. All right. So that's what I wanted to get. Now let's finish reading this. So yeah, public gatherings, I heard Broadway, all right, they're shutting down Broadway because they're not allowing so many people to be in one place at once. Times Square is about to look like a wasteland. Okay. And what is that going to do? A lot of these stores that are located around that area are going to lose money. All right. Because not a lot of people are coming. A lot of people are staying home. Okay. And if people are staying home, they're not really coming in there bringing that traffic, man. Okay. So your UPTs and all that is all dropping. Your units per transactions and all that not done. All right. It says additional measures are being taken to mitigate the spread of the novel coronavirus, including state government workers teleworking, public access to state buildings being restricted, and closure of senior activity centers. Hogan said. Also, I think they closed the Capitol Hill or so. All right, because some of the senators or Senate staffers, all right, tested positive for the virus. All right. It says Hogan encouraged grocery stores, restaurants, and gas stations to remain open as to not impact daily life of Maryland residents. Maryland currently has at least 12 cases of the coronavirus statewide. All right. And that's, oh, there's a video on there. Okay, we could watch that. But that's only, for now until it gets worse. Okay. And also, I heard now that apparently within about a week or two, all right, they're planning to declare basically like a national emergency and put this whole country on lockdown. All right. That means you ain't going nowhere. You getting, man, let me play this.
Many people think because you own a Mac, you absolutely can't get any type of viruses. And unfortunately, that.
These ads, man. Okay, all right. Looks like we should be good now.
Uniforms now on the streets of New Rochelle.
I was shocked with the National Guard, but the containment area I'm okay with.
Over in New York City, Broadway shows will now close, so will the Met Opera and the Met Museums of Art. No more gatherings of more than 500 people across the state. Yay. The governor calls the financial impact incalculable.
This state is not going to be able to compensate businesses for lost revenue. It would bankrupt the state.
Social distancing now key. Cleaning crews in action at Palm Beach Airport after a passenger landed from New York then told officials their test just came back positive. Status, no barrier to infection. Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson just caught coronavirus while he was filming in Australia. A second Utah Jazz player has now tested positive.
The majority of the NBA has now come into contact with someone who has had direct contact with those Jazz players.
The NBA, March Madness, the NHL, Major League Soccer, as well as the global ATP Tennis Tour, all now suspending their seasons. NASCAR and PGA Tour Golf go on, but no fans in the stands. States, cities, corporations increasingly taking the situation into their own hands.
We do have in this executive order the ability to commandeer existing private sector assets, including hotels and motels.
The recommendation now across California: cancel or postpone events of 250 people or more. For the elderly or infirm, don't attend a gathering of more than 10. And prepare for Starbucks to go only. As they did in China, Starbucks might now limit in-store seating. And remember the Grand Princess cruise ship kept off the coast of California last week after 21 positive tests on board? Vice President Pence said this on Friday.
All passengers and crew will be tested for the coronavirus.
Only some have now been tested. Now we're told some more have tested positive, but
all of these individuals will be tested, but not all of them have been tested.
And 3 days after she docked in Oakland, some passengers are still stuck on board. Meanwhile, the Princess Cruise Line has halted global operations, all 18 ships for the next 2 months.
Well, so that's your news right there. Okay, you're seeing all these things happening, and it's only in a matter of days, hours, weeks. Things are just going, increasing. This is stopping. This is stopping. This is stopping. All right, and the Lord is stopping it all, and then He brings the hell. Okay, He takes away all your weed, your metaphorically speaking. He takes away your weed. He takes away your alcohol. He takes away all of that. So then He brings the hell, and there's no way to sober up. There's no way to not sober up. But there's no way to drown out the pain. All right. So next one, it says New York governor announces first public drive-through coronavirus testing facility on East Coast. All right. It says here the New York State will have the first public drive-through corona testing facility on the East Coast. So now here we come with the facilities. Okay. Here we come with the facilities. It says Governor Andrew Cuomo announced Tuesday, and I'm not surprised. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if, later on down the line when they actually come out with a vaccine, they come out with these facilities. If the vaccine happens to have the chip in it, all right, they're gonna come out with these facilities, all right, or really chipping centers, chipping stations, where you're gonna go and you're gonna get that vaccine. Okay. It says officials will start testing people by appointment only in New Rochelle starting Friday. Cuomo added, New Rochelle residents who have been quarantined will be tested first, he said. And it's going to get to a point where things are going to go from, like I keep saying, recommendations, options to mandations. All right. So that was it on that part. Now let's get this news, because as we're seeing what the Lord is doing is, as one thing is happening, he's setting up another. All right. It says here, U.S. bombing Iranian targets in Iraq after rocket strike at base near Baghdad killed 2 troops. All right. Now, mind you, in the beginning, all right, in January, you had the whole thing where the U.S. killed the Iranian general, okay, which put the countries on the brink of a war. But remember, the war didn't pop off because you still had other prophecies that need to take place. You still have the mark of the beast, which is that RFID microchip. It needs to be made mandatory. You still have that martial law, the economic collapse. These prophecies need to take place before. But what we see the Lord doing is he's setting up the end time prophecies, okay, while these prophecies are taking place. Okay. And I described it like a relay race. You have the let's say you're doing a 4x1, you have the first runner, all right, or the first leg. As he's getting to the finish line, you have the next runner gets there, he gets set, and before when the current runner reaches a certain point, the next runner takes off, all right, and then they pass the baton, and then it goes like that. So there's no stopping, there's no slowing down. It's just a smooth, transition from one person to another to another to another until the race is over, all right, and that's what we're seeing. Okay, so it says the U.S. and its coalition partners are bombing Iranian targets in Iraq in retaliation for the early deaths of 2 U.S. service members and a British nurse in a rocket attack on Camp Tajai near Baghdad. Multiple outlets reported the strikes, citing U.S. officials speaking on condition of anonymity on Thursday afternoon. No information about the strikes or targets was offered. Earlier in the day, the Pentagon blamed the Iran-backed Iraqi Shia militias for, and once again, there you go with Iran, all right, for Wednesday's rocket strike, which killed 3 and wounded 14 more people. You see, now the U.S. has made it their agenda that anything that happens is Iran. All right, so here's another update. It says the U.S. carried out retaliatory strikes on an Iranian-backed militia in Iraq a day after an attack that killed 2 Americans and a British soldier. So that's what I'm reading now. All right. And we're going to see how Iran responds to that. But like I said, this is all just the Lord setting up the next prophecy so it all flows through. Okay. The Lord is, he has everything in. Oh, well, there it is. Now I just got a message right here. All right. One of the brothers in the West Coast in Ghana, he said Ghana just confirmed its first case, all right, of the virus. Okay. So that's, let me see. All right. He just sent a picture of it. Oh, 2 cases. So now you got the coronavirus in Ghana. All right. West Africa. Okay, so well, there it is. So you see how quick the Lord is moving. Okay, the Most High, hey man, hey man, we in the time of prophecy, man. All right, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. We in the time of prophecy. Okay, man, let's just keep going. All right, it says social media reports spoke of airstrikes against popular mobilization forces in 4 Iraqi provinces: Karbala, Babil, Baghdad, and Salah al-Din. All right. Thursday's attacks follow a series of airstrikes against PEMF positions in Iraq's Anbar province and just across the border in Syria on Wednesday, which were blamed on the U.S. by local media outlets, but never confirmed by the Pentagon. Now, I'm not going to read any more, but just so you know, this is what's in the headlines. So you see how so quickly the Lord is taking the spirit of mirth and happiness and all of that out, okay? And now he's bringing that. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me get a scripture on that. All right, he's bringing the time of the judgment, man, because the scriptures tell you, as I'm about to get. All right, Ecclesiastes 3, there's a season to everything. All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. All right, a time to be born, a time to die, and a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. All right, and that is the balance. Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. And right now we're in the time of the Lord bringing that mass killing, all right, but also healing, starting with the elect. And we're also in the time of the Lord breaking down Esau's kingdom, but building up that third temple, the house of David, all right, which is going to usher in that kingdom of heaven. Okay. It says a time to weep and a time to laugh. And guess what? We're now in the time of the regular world starting to weep and the prophets starting to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. And while the world mourns, the Lord's elect, his servants, are going to be dancing. You can read about that in Isaiah 65 and 12, I believe, where it talks about my servants shall eat, they shall rejoice, they shall sing for joy of heart. All right. Let's go down. Where's Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. A time of love and a time of hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So right now we're in the time of hate and we're in the time of war. All right. We're not in the time of peace. All right. So if they're telling you, yo, we're going to be all everything's eventually things are going to calm down, but that's going to be under Esau's, after he's accomplished what he wants to accomplish. Because remember, it's order ab chaos. Order or ordo ab chaos, order out of chaos. So when things calm down and they bring that order, it's going to be after the chaos and it's going to be the order that they want. All right. So by the time things calm down, you know, when the storm clears, so to speak, the world is going to be a completely different place. And they would have accomplished that which they wanted to. The reason they started the violence and all that, to accomplish what they wanted. But as the scriptures say in the book of Job, they're not going to go far with it. All right. Because the Most High is going to come right in the middle of your plans and break it down. All right. That's what we're waiting for. And each prophecy that takes place brings us closer and closer and closer to that time. Okay. Now, people might not understand it now, but don't worry. This is for your benefit too. All these heathens, everybody, really, except for Esau just going to get it the worst. But and these heathens, they're gonna go into some hardcore slavery. But even you are gonna be happy because the righteous are gonna be in rulership, man, and the people are gonna rejoice. All right. So next article is here. It says the Dow. Damn, that's some heavy numbers right there. Woo! Dow plummets most since 1987 as Trump's stimulus plan fails to materialize. All right. And like, look at this guy. Look like his eyes about to pop out. All right. And just like we told you, man, though they try to build, though they try to, cushion this fall, the Lord is like, no. I'm throwing it down. I'm bringing it down, man. All right. So really just stop trying. Okay. So it says U.S. stocks plunged on Thursday. So as society collapses, the economy goes down with it. All right. If you want, right now, all right, you have so many different currencies. You have so many different beliefs, so many different ways of life. Nonetheless, they're still connected by a form of trade and being interconnected. That's why you have a global economy. These elites want a one world religion, a one world currency, a one world policy, one world. Okay. So that means that what? You need to take down all these other different, by the way they're linked. So all these different cultures and different beliefs, different currencies, different religions, they're all linked together in one way or another. You need to take all that down, tear it all down, and then bring your one world religion, one world currency. That's why this is affecting the global stock market. All right. They don't want it to be just the US using the chip. No, they want that to be a world thing. Okay. All right. So it says US stocks plunged on Thursday after President Trump's Wednesday coronavirus comment failed to calm investors' nerves, and as scant details were provided about a stimulus plan. Trump's 30-day European travel ban added to trepidation as airline stocks tumbled. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 10%, the most since Black Monday in 1987, that pushed it further into bear territory after it closed below the threshold on Wednesday. All right. And keep in mind, like we said, it's just getting started. All right. So really just prepare your minds for that. And really all I got to read is these points right here. They give you the main points of the whole article. It says that the S&P 500 and the tech-heavy NASDAQ closed in bear market territory, down more than 20% from recent highs. And we're looking for 50%, 90%. All right. Losses temporarily pared in the afternoon after the Federal Reserve announced a stimulus bond purchase plan. They then extended to near intraday lows. It says trading was halted market-wide minutes after the open on Thursday because of severe selling. All right. So the second the markets open, just like that. So they had to pause, hold on. All right. That's what they had to do. But it's not going to stop. You're seeing week by week it's getting worse and worse and worse. All right. But you know what is going to stop is the speaking of the prophets. All right. The Lord is about to bring that famine of the word real soon, man. All right. So this is Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. See, that is the time we're coming into, man. Okay. One way or another, we're going to end up in these prophecies. All right. And those, you got these church people and these different people who are, they put on all this big facade, about how they're so holy. Oh, holier than thou. Oh, this, oh, that. But when the time comes, the Lord is going to choose who he's dealing with. You don't choose the Lord and he's, no. He chooses who he's dealing with, man. And in that day, you're going to understand the prophets ain't some bald-headed pork chop eating pastors, all right? Or people you look at as, oh, look at them. No, we were never like that. All right. We were those who was, here it comes, but people don't understand that. And very soon the Lord is going to let it be known. Let it be known. All right. Pursuant to Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. Okay. You're going to see, damn, how are they numbered amongst the children of God? He's the man of the Lord. What? I thought he was crazy with all the things he's saying, but now I think I'm crazy because I'm seeing the things he's saying. The Lord is he's about to make that separation, man. He's gonna do, man. It's just gonna be, hey, we excited, man. All right, now's not the time to have a spirit of fear, okay, or to be worried, man. Okay, because if you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing, then you should be rejoicing, man. All right, you should be rejoicing. You shouldn't be in fear. You shouldn't be in panic. You should be rejoicing. All right. Because this is our time, man. This is the year of prophecy, okay? And as a prophet, you should be excited that these prophecies are coming to pass, okay? Or as a believer, a potential elect, you should be excited that these prophecies are coming to pass, because this means no more 9-to-5s, all right? No more slaving, no more working for the same person who enslaved you, brought you here on cargo slave ships, all right? Sold you to different people, raped, robbed, and murdered you. That same Esau, his kingdom is going down. You should be rejoicing at that. See, when Jerusalem went down, when the Babylonians took it down, them Edomites, they were rejoicing at it. They helped them. All right. You read about that in Obadiah. They talk about raise it even to the foundation thereof. So when their kingdom is going down, you know what? We cheering it on, man. Because pursuant to Jeremiah 28:8, we prophesied of this, man. All right. Verse 19, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. All right. So here it is. You running from danger on one end, and then boom, as you're running from danger here, you run right into something else, potentially more dangerous. And you say, oh, shoot. Then you book it, bust another curve on the corner. All right. As it says, or went into the house. All right. You go, all right, cool. I'm out. I'm clear now. And as you relax, because that's what it's going into, he went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. You go into the house and you lean your hand on the wall, you let your guard down. You weren't being circumspect. Boom, you get got. All right. The lion might have scared you, the bear might have scared you, but the snake bit you. It didn't just scare you, it bit you. So the destruction isn't just to scare you, it's going to get you. All right, verse 20, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it. All right, you about to see a side of the Lord that you didn't even know existed. That's what this world is about to see. This is Matthew 24, verse 22, and this is why we're seeing these prophecies come like that on rapid fire. All right, this is Matthew 24 and 22, and except those days should be shortened. What days? The days we're in right now, the last days. All right, and it's like you wake up and it's already the end of the day. All right, the week starts and it's already the end of the week. All right, it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So this is why we're seeing these prophecies coming to pass so quickly. All right, we're seeing these days flying by. This is also part of prophecy. Okay, and with all this turmoil coming, we're gonna lead right into this. Amos 8 and 11. There's gonna come a point we're not gonna be out there prophesying anymore, or on this YouTube prophesying anymore. All right, Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, though that will happen. But this famine in particular is talking about what? But of hearing the words of the Lord. Okay, and just when you're looking for answers, just when you need it most, it's gone. And then what? Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Okay, that's the times we're coming into, and that's what people are really going to be looking for in that time, man. Answers. Okay, and who's going to have the answers? The same people you told were crazy when we told you this was going to happen years ago. We're the same people you're going to be looking for. All right, but we got the truth. We got the truth. We know the name of the Lord. We've built our relationship with the Lord. All right, we pray to the Lord. The Lord is dealing with us. All right, and He's been dealing with us prior to all this happening. So we have our faith and believe that He will continue to deal with us even in the midst of all this. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Before I end it, this is Shalom to those watching. All right, this is Habakkuk 2 and 3 from First and Last. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And that's what we're seeing happening. These prophecies ain't lying. They're happening exactly as they were prophesied to happen. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And that's what we're seeing. It's coming just like that. It's not slowing down. It's not giving you a break. You hear this, as you're reading this, boom, another thing happened. Boom, another thing happened. You're not going to catch a break, man. Okay? This is the time we're coming into. Hell, this is the time that we in. All right? So, hey, man, that was the time to really lock into the spirit. All right, pray, remain in prayer, fast, and hey, just, pray for fewer days, man. All right, and stay in the spirit. Lord willing, this was edifying and informative to the elect. Hey, keep your eyes on the news. Keep watching these prophecies, man. Okay, because we're in 2020, the year of prophecy. So that's what we got to do. Watch these prophecies. All right, because they are coming to pass. Okay, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.